Hi there, Facebook family, Instagram, Life Lessons with PJ, YouTube family, and anyone else who's in the sound of my voice or watching this video. I'm going to start off by saying hi, Merry Christmas. And if you don't hear from me before the new year, I wish you all a prosperous and blessed and healthy new year. Last time I was on, I was talking a little bit about being a water walker. And I'm not going to go into depth today, but I want to ask you, what do you think a water walker is? Ask yourself a few questions. Are you sick and tired of letting your pain get in the way of your dreams? Are you sick and tired of being stagnant? Are you sick and tired of complaining? Are you sick and tired of letting other people define what you can and cannot do? And more importantly, are you sick and tired of letting other people define how you feel? During this Christmas season, you're on my mind because there's a lot of people who aren't joyous at Christmas. They're not happy at Christmas. And even if they get a little bit happy and a little bit joyous, the toxic people come along or situations happen. Work requirements demand certain things of your time, and it siphons off your joy. It takes your joy. Don't let that happen. If you want to be a water walker, you're going to have to learn how to get wet. It's pouring down rain in here today. Matter of fact, I'm getting wet. And I'm still walking my water today because I had some things to get done. Some business things that had to be done. If I want to meet my vision for myself, my goals I have set for myself, the abundance that I want in my future and know is in my future, I've got to do these little mundane tasks sometimes that I can't stand doing. And you're going to have to do the same thing. You got to do what you got to do. No matter what. No matter what. A water walker believes in no matter what. Do you believe in no matter what? The other thing on my mind is forgiveness. I was listening to a couple sermons on that. And believe it or not, unforgiveness has a lot to do with how you feel. You would think that's a separate emotion. But if you're depressed, if you're anxious, if you're angry, frustrated, sometimes it comes from unforgiveness, because you're holding on to some things. I made a post today with a butterfly. That's one of my nicknames, by the way, guys. Hashtag butterfly. A butterfly was trying to flutter, beautiful butterfly, trying to flutter up the stairs. And there was a rope wrapped around the butterfly's wings. And this big boulder was attached to the other end of the rope, right? Butterfly is trying to flap, trying to get up there. But Lord, unforgiveness is that kind of weight that keeps you from flapping your wings. Know this during this Christmas holiday season, miraculous season. To forgive someone doesn't mean you have to reconcile with them. To forgive someone doesn't even mean you have to break bread with them. But not forgiving someone, also on my post, it's like having a cup of poison, like a cup of tea. It may be all wrapped up in fine china and looking all good and it's hot and steamy to the sip. But if that's unforgiveness in that cup you're sipping on day after day after day, you're drinking poison. All the while thinking you're hurting someone, you're punishing someone, you're getting back at someone because you're not going to let it go. But you're not letting yourself go. You're not cutting that tie of that rope wrapped around that boulder. That's what unforgiveness is. If you want to get away from that pain, you want to get away from the anger, you want to get away from the depression and anxiety, then forgive that person or that situation. You don't have to like it. You're doing it for you. You're liking yourself better than you like punishing them. Break free, people. Break free. Flap those wings. I can assure you, and I promise you, it is one of the most beautiful feelings in the world. And I'm not just talking at you. I'm talking with you. I'm in the same boat. I've done a lot of forgiving over the years, but I still have a lot of forgiving to do. And you have to do it daily, especially during this holiday season. where people are going to mess with your joy and trigger you and ignite things that you thought you had forgiven already, but little bits and pieces come back and you realize you haven't forgiven them as deeply and for really as you thought. You don't want to let that ruin your holidays. That's why I'm on here. Don't let anybody ruin your holidays. Don't let unforgiveness ruin your holidays. Soon as it comes up, soon as any toxic thought, and unforgiveness is a toxic thought. Remembering what triggered the unforgiveness is a toxic thought. It's a negative thought. Stop it immediately. Because when unforgiveness takes root, it's like a plant. And it can become like a tree and a monstrous oak. And it burrows down and makes roots. And once it takes root, it is not just unforgiveness, it's bitterness. That opens the door for all sorts of negativity in your life. If you're like me and a faith walker, you know that opens the door for the enemy. It opens the door for all manner of evil to come into your life. You don't want to approach it that way. It opens the door for all the negative vibes, all the ugly karma, whatever you want to call it. Sowing, reaping, law of attraction, Christendom, it's all the same. Get rid of negativity. Get rid of unforgiveness. Free yourself this Christmas. Make that your present. Make that your gift to yourself. Love yourself enough to become a butterfly. Metamorphize from that caterpillar. Maybe that's not a word, but I don't even care. You know what I'm saying. Come from being that butterfly. That caterpillar. Become that caterpillar. That butterfly. Lord have mercy. It's time for me to drive. I'm sitting here in the rain in the car. Don't be that caterpillar crawling on the ground, in the dirt. Spread your wings. Forgive someone this Christmas. Forgive yourself for not forgiving. And remember, no matter what happens at your holiday gatherings, who you run into, whatever phone calls you get, whatever posts you see of family or toxic people or booze or exes, whoever they are, the minute that thought comes to your mind, and the unforgiveness tries to rise up, stop it immediately. Forgive them on the spot. Speak it out loud. Say their name. I forgive you so-and-so for so-and-so. And you keep doing that until it's for real in your heart. And I can guarantee you, you will have a much better holiday if you work on these issues. And you will get that much closer to becoming a water walker. Water walkers are exceptions to the rules. Water walkers can do things other people can't do that they say are impossible. Nothing is impossible if you believe, and nothing is impossible for a water walker. Merry Christmas, and I love you all.